Everyone, welcome back to this week's College Planning Tip of the Week. As always, I'm Jack Wang. With me is Nancy Steenson of Steenson College Coaching. Nancy, we've covered in the first two parts of this three-part series on music education or majoring in music in college. We've talked about music education. Last time we talked about music performance. But this time I want to talk about where kids can go and the types of colleges where they can go to major in music, whether they pursue education, performance, or something else. What are some tips here about the college selection if they want to major in music?
So yeah, Jack, there are really, I would say, three different tracks, three different, completely different options. And the student should really think about what it is they're looking for and why when putting together their college list when pursuing a degree in either music performance or music education. The first of those three would be a conservatory, a freestanding conservatory. So at a freestanding conservatory, a student would get a Bachelor of Music, not a Bachelor of Arts, not a Bachelor of Science, a Bachelor of Music. That means virtually all of their classes are music-based, very different than going to college and taking 8 or 10 classes in your major and having a lot of other gen eds. Now, at a conservatory, the admissions will be really looking at the audition, not your SAT scores, not really the classes you took in high school and how well you did on them. They're looking for talent. And so your admission decision is really entirely based on your audition. Important to know that once you're there, you can't switch to another major outside of music. You can't decide that music's not for you. You'd rather study biology because they don't offer that at a conservatory, of course. So it has some real strengths because you're going to be amongst other very high achieving musicians. You're going to get an excellent education in music, but you're going to be around musicians all day long. You're not going to be around other types of students. There won't be fraternities and sororities. There won't be the football game on the weekend. So you have to think about the culture and what you're heading toward. It's perfect. It's wonderful for some students, and it's not right for others. Some conservatories that come to mind are Juilliard, New England Conservatory, Curtis Institute, Cleveland Institute, San Francisco Conservatory. Those are some examples of this type of institution. The other kind of institution that the student can consider is a university or college with a music school in that university. So as you know, many universities have multiple different schools of engineering, schools of education, schools of nursing, and there are universities that have a school of music. Now, at those types of colleges or universities, most often a student would get a Bachelor of Music, just like they would at the conservatory. But some also offer a Bachelor of Arts. The difference there, remember, is that the Bachelor of Arts will have more gen eds, and the Bachelor of Music will have fewer gen eds. Admissions are based on the audition as well as high school academics. So here's where the high school academics come into play. In order to get into a music school in a university-based program, they are going to make sure that you meet their bar to some degree of the classes you took in high school, the grades you got, your test scores, and so on. One nice thing about the university-based music school is that there's an option to double major in a non-music field. Sometimes it might take 5 years instead of 4. Sometimes you can still do it in 4. There's also the option to change your major if you decide you don't like music and you decide you wanted to go into business instead. Some programs that have some universities that have music schools are Northwestern with the Beanan School of Music, University of Rochester has Eastman School of Music, Vanderbilt has Blair, Johns Hopkins has Peabody, Indiana University has Jacobs School of Music, BU, Carnegie Mellon, Oberlin, University of Michigan, Ithaca. There are a lot of really, really great programs at these schools. So the third category is state universities, and usually they offer a Bachelor of Music, and they can be very, very good at what they do. So state universities can be an economical, convenient, and local option for students to get a degree in music education or music performance. And I will say Specifically, their music ed is excellent, and their music performance can also be quite good. Now, I said 3 categories, but I really have a 4th. So the 4th is a bit of an outlier, sort of separate from the other 3, but I want to bring it up, and that is liberal arts colleges. At liberal arts colleges, you can get a Bachelor of Arts, not a Bachelor of Music. You will be taking a lot of gen eds. You'll be majoring in music, not music performance. So you'll be taking music theory and music history as a part of that package of classes that you'll need to take to fulfill your major. It's not considered as prestigious in the music world, but it's as good as the teacher in each studio, and you can find hidden gems. It's important to know you won't be majoring in music performance. You'll be majoring in music. There are no auditions. However, an art supplement, a video that you upload can help you with admissions, but academics are going to be the most important in terms of getting into the school. It's also nice to know that you can declare that major later, since there won't be an audition deciding whether or not you get in as a music major. You can just get into the school and then you can declare the major later. And some examples of these schools would be like Connecticut College or Skidmore or Tufts University, places that have some very strong music departments, but they're not going to admit you in as a performance major, nor will they let you be a performance major, but you can certainly major in music and study your instrument at a very high level. So those are the 3+1, the 4 categories that of schools that students want to consider when applying to college for music. And it's most important that the student really reflect and think about the type of environment that is best for them.
Awesome. What great information. Never really thought about that, especially that last category, but makes a lot of sense. In addition to the environment, I would say that probably students and families really want to think about sort of where do they want to go with this, right? Sort of in their music career would sort of, I would imagine, dictate one of these paths. So fantastic. Thank you, Nancy. And thank you all for watching this week's College Planning Tip of the Week. Everyone's hope you enjoyed the information. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.